Undercovered, because some stories just need to be told. Others told more. A few told more fully. Or perhaps in a different way. If not in another light. Welcome to Conversation about some of the stuff that's just undercovered.
Welcome back to Undercovered. My name is Bing Kimpo. On a recent trip to Hagda in Bohol, I was brought to the hillside shrine to the Birhen Sang Barangay. It's a rather modest shrine, yet it offers a majestic view of the municipality. I later learned from their mayor, Joseph Ranyola, that a 100-foot image of the Blessed Mother will soon be installed there, dominating the skyline of that Visayan port town, along with similar-sized statues of San Pedro Calungsod and their patron, Saint Michael the Archangel. I was intrigued by the name Birhen Sang Barangay and the idea of a devotion to Mama Mary that is Filipino in origin, that's been around for nearly 75 years now, but which a number of us still may be unaware of. In this episode of Undercovered, we're speaking with Father Toffer Tejido, Spiritual Director of Barangay Sang Birhen in Luzon, to find out more about the Birhen Sang Barangay. Father Toffer, what is the Birhen Sang Barangay? Is it a title of the Blessed Mother? Is it a devotion?
Well, Barangay Sang Birhen is the name of the organization, and the image or the icon is called Birhen Sang Barangay. It's the title attributed to the Blessed Virgin Mary. She's called the Virgin of the Barangay. So whenever we pray the Rosary, you look up to her and ask for intercession, for her guidance as Birhen Sang Barangay. So it's the Virgin of the Barangay.
I understand that the devotion to the Birhen Sang Barangay goes back to 1949 when its founder, then Silay Negros Occidental Mayor Antonio Gaston, recovered from a grave illness. Please tell us a bit more about how the devotion began.
It was first a personal thing, coming from Mayor Gaston. He had this sickness, and then he was praying to the Blessed Mother, praying the Rosary, and he said that if ever he was healed, he will devote his time, his life, in promoting the devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and he was healed. That's why he started this organization, Barangay Sang Birhen, primarily to promote the devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary and the call of Fatima that all families should pray the Rosary. And then what is interesting to note is that when he started this, he started it with his own people, the sakadas, his workers, hacienda. And then he would call as the devotion to the barangay, Birhen Sang Barangay continued to grow. He was telling this, we are the little people of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Kasi nga, nagsimula sa grassroots yung kanyang paanyaya na magdasal ng rosaryo at bawat tahanan. And then he would start this devotion together with his comrades, his friends. There are 7 people who started this. They are the pioneering 7 men who started praying the rosary together. And then eventually, why not pray this rosary to your house? And then eventually, 7 of them would alternately pray the rosary sa kanilang bahay. And then ito naging pattern na ginagawa nila for all the mga workers sila sa hacienda, mga house help nila. But this was started in response to the call of Fatima to pray the rosary.
By way of background, the apparitions of the Blessed Mother at Fatima in Portugal took place in 1917 amidst World War I. The message of Mama Mary, as relayed through the children at Fatima then, was for all of us to pray the Rosary. So, Father, the devotion to the Birhen Sang Barangay began as a personal vow or panata of an individual, Mayor Gaston, to heed the call of Fatima. It then extended to the workers in his hacienda and to his friends. How did it grow into an organization?
It evolved into an organization formally as they consulted with the Bishop of Bacolod then, Bishop Manuel Yap. And then eventually, since it was really growing as an organization, that's to have the blessing of the bishop in order for all parishes to have this kind of organization in the parish.
The devotion to the Birhen Sang Barangay came to be organized as the Barangay Sang Virhen and was approved as a mandated Catholic action in the Philippines in 1955. It is under the ecclesiastical authority of the Catholic Church. Then, as now, they promote the praying of the Holy Rosary in groups. Why do you think this devotion resonated with people, particularly when it started?
I believe it was after the war then. The war. And people would really need to have somebody to hold on to. They were just parang rising after the ashes of the war. It was in the 1950s. And then that's why people would have this parang devotion. And then yung mga, dahil nga sa mga workers, mga grassroots, mga pamilya, mas mabilis na ginagawa. And then during that time, wala namang technology na to be source of distraction. Part of life is prayer. Early morning, going to church, and then in the evening, the Angelus, 12 noon, 6 p.m. Angelus, and then we pray the Rosary. Parang isa, and then mabilis ang pagkalat niya. Hindi ko ma-explain I believe it's a miracle of the Blessed Mother, no?
The devotion to the Birhen Sang Barangay caught on and spread quickly across the country. Bakit kaya, Father?
Dahil yung mga tatay ang nagsimula. Ang tatay magsasabi, magdasal na tayo, alas 6 magdasal tayo ng rosaryo. No? At mabilis kasi pamilya ang nagkakaroon ng debosyon. At hindi lang personal, private na pamilya, sa amin lang to kami. Umiikot. So sa pag-ikot, di ba, an experience of encounter. We pray the Rosary, we encounter God, we encounter Christ. That is through the eyes and the heart of the Blessed Virgin Mary. Pero encountering people as you pray the Rosary is something, I believe, it's a blessing. It's the hand of God that I believe, not allowed it to grow, and to spread, parang spread like wildfire. And then I believe yan yung siguro gusto rin ng mahal na ina, because what she wills is the will of the Father.
Padre, a large part of the story surrounding the Birhen Sang Barangay deals with its iconic image. Please tell us the story behind that painting.
According to Bishop Yap, this is the miracle of inspiration, because they were looking for painters. Bacolod has this College of Architecture and Fine Arts. It's La Consolacion College. They're the best at that time. And they were looking for painters, but they would say, no, we don't. If you don't have a model, we cannot make a painting out of it. Then they even contacted Hong Kong and many other people, and they said the same thing. No, if there's no model, we cannot make the icon that you want to have, that you want to be painted. And then somebody else, sa Iloilo, this Mill Hill priest, he said that we have an inmate here at the Leprosarium, and he knows how to paint. But he doesn't have any formal education. But then he painted the image. And then for me, his interpretation, a leper in the Bible is the one who is set aside by the community, by society. But this leper is the one who made this painting. It's not even, we don't call this as a vision, but whenever he paints, he prays he prays 3 Hail Marys. And even to an extent, sa Bishop Yap, he saw the picture, black and white picture sent by Father Pixner, a Mill Hill priest. We have this inmate who painted this. And then Bishop Yap, this is a work of art and inspiration. So the first miracle I believe of the Birhen Sang Barangay is her being painted by a leper, a lesser person, but a person who is devoted to her.
I first came across the Birhen Sang Barangay in Hagna, Bohol, which is a bit of a distance from the devotion's place of origin in Silay, Negros Occidental. Now, it turns out that the Birhen Sang Barangay does have a special place in the hearts of the Boholanos. A blessing came upon them in 1975 following a period of drought. Please share with us what happened in Bohol.
The Boholanos were asking the national officers of the Barangay Sang Birhen, Bacolod, if they could borrow the original icon to visit Bohol. There's a backstory to it. One of the founders would tell us that it would be very difficult to bring the icon since it's very large, no? But for them, they consider it as a miracle nung nagkasya siya sa front part ng passenger side ng eroplano. Exact. Kasi they don't want the icon to be placed sa baggage part. No? So nag-exact. And then nung nilabas nila ang image, so nagkaroon ng procession. And when the icon entered the cathedral, umulan. That's precisely the miracle of Birhen Sang Barangay sa Bohol kasi they were experiencing drought that time. And when she entered the church, it rained.
Where is the devotion to the Birhen Sang Barangay right now?
Right now, we are preparing for our 75th year. That's why there's this movement of simultaneously from all the member dioceses preparing for that 75th year and strengthening the organization. Trying to go back to the manual and then making the manual relevant sa times ngayon, and then especially focusing on the youth.
As we move to 75 years of the Birhen Sang Barangay, what is your message to the faithful? Ano po ang nais ninyong iparating sa mga Katolikong Pilipino?
Alam mo 75 years, looking back, nakita ko mga pictures, stills ng mga sinaunang pagdiriwang. Sabi ko, sana sa 75th year, mabalik yung nagpuposisyon, nagdadasal ng rosaryo, pero nandun yung mga tatay. Yung mga tatay. Kasi sabi ko, sabi nga sa Fatima, the last battle that the devil will wage against the Blessed Mother is to destroy the family. So gusto ko yung mga tatay nagdadasal ng rosaryo kasama yung mga anak at mga asawa. Kasi kung yung tatay nandun, di ba, tatawagin, haligi ng tahanan. Pag yung haligi ng tahanan matatag, nagdadasal, sabi pa nga, kahit ba isang tao lang sa pamilya nagdadasal ng rosaryo, that family will be safe. That family will be strong. So kung walang nagdadasal, kahit isa lang, talagang tututukan yung kahinaan ng demonyo para bumigay si tatay, bumigay si nanay, at walang kapakialam yung mga anak. So, that's my dream, Hopefully, in this, as a 75th year, I would see fathers leading their families, praying the rosary. Kasi, yan yung pinakamagandang weapon na binigay sa atin ng mahal na ina, yung banal na rosaryo. So, why not make use of it to strengthen our family? Kasi yun naman, pagbuo yung pamilya, sabi nga ni Father Patrick Payton, a family that prays together stays together. A family that prays the rosary is getting stronger every day, getting better every day. So, mahalagahan po natin.
And that was the first part of our feature on the Birhen Sang Barangay, a homegrown devotion to the Blessed Mother focused on answering her call at Fatima to pray the rosary. That call was relayed through Lucia, Jacinta, and Francisco, the children there, over 100 years ago now. That call, though, remains relevant in our present context, more so perhaps, which makes the devotion to the Birhen Sang Barangay even more important and urgent today. Join us again next episode as we talk more about the Birhen Sang Barangay with their spiritual director for Luzon, Father Toffer Tejido. This has been Bing, and you've been listening to to Undercovered.